Howdy, all my movie maniacs. It is that time. It is I, and yes, today we are bringing to you our review that everyone is speaking of. And that, of course, is the next installment in the Hunger Games franchise, the highly anticipated film Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, because we feel like we have to divide some of these final films into two parts. Now, we get the continuing story. It picks up pretty much right after the events of Catching Fire. We've got Katniss, who's now holed up with the revolution, if you will, from the guys from District 13, and we also come to find out that Peeta is not quite so dead. You saw that from the trailer. And here we have Katniss, who's still torn about leaving old Peeta behind, trying to be the face of the revolution and unite the districts against the capital, all the while almost saying to herself internally that she is broken, she's done, and she just wants to go away for a while and get some peace. So we see this inner turmoil as Katniss takes on the capital with her revolutionary friends, and we see the events unfold from there. Folks, what can I say? Catching Fire blew me away. I saw the first one and I was like, okay, you've seen my reviews for that. I was like, yeah, it's alright. It seemed a little light than it should have been for this dark type of subject that the book seemed to carry. And so we see Catching Fire blew me away. We got that dark mood that we wanted, that dark content, that not handling this material with as kid gloves as the first film. And that was by Francis Lawrence, who directed Catching Fire, and he's directing Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, and we're glad he is, because I tell you, I really like how he handles the dark mood and the desolation, just all the nasty things that happen. He does not handle this story with kid gloves, and I'm glad for that. Gives really some meat to the story and not making it just a shallow young adult film, giving a little more depth to it, and I really enjoy that. Now, you've got all your returning characters in here. Jennifer Lawrence, of course, is Katniss. You've got Josh Hutcherson playing Peeta, fantastically. In fact, I really loved his performance in this one. It seems to have gotten better and better. I just like the way they wrote his character in general, and in fact, there's one scene in here in particular that just, wow, I'm like, he really nailed that scene. You got Liam Hemsworth back in here, of course, Woody Harrelson. You know, when this series first started, I was like, really, they cast him as Haymitch? And now I can't see him as anybody but Haymitch. He does fantastic in this. Loved seeing Woody Harrelson on the screen again. Loved the chemistry he has, especially with Jennifer Lawrence in this. And now you also have the fantastic Elizabeth Banks as Effie. I love Effie. I could watch a whole movie with Effie. Just a great character, and so pitch perfect by Elizabeth Banks. You don't recognize Elizabeth Banks in here at all. She is truly Effie and engrossed in this character, and I love when actors really can get into a character and you don't see anything but that character, and she does that so well with Effie. And the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, of course, is back in here. You've got Stanley Tucci back and Caesar Flickerman. How can you not like Flickerman? And BT's back, Jeffrey Wright. The whole cast is back. They got him for the whole franchise, and that helps with the consistency and really helps bring some continuity and just solidify that story and helps you visually. Now, the special effects in here, of course, were fantastic. No surprise there. The cinematography was really good. I really enjoyed how they did some really great wide shots in this film. They capture the landscape and give you the idea of the destruction and the desolation and the bad things that have happened due to the capital attacking the district. So really brought that feeling close to home, and I thought they did well there. And all the performances are really well done too. You know, Jennifer Lawrence, definitely Academy Award winning Jennifer Lawrence. You could see why. This for your young adult film, this really has a lot of meat to it. Now, with that being said, Mockingjay Part 1 does seem a little bit drawn out. I really think they could have did these. Now, I haven't seen Part 2, nor have I read the book yet. I will say that, okay? But I will say that I think they could have kept these as one really action-packed and also deep and solid film, rather than spreading it out over two. Some of the scenes in here seem just a little bit drawn out, and some of the other scenes, and I won't say not needed, but things just seem to be stretched out a little more. Now, granted, you got two movies to tell your story, so of course they're going to do that, but the scenes that they do have in here, the meat, the ones that really get things going, are really well done, but there are a number of scenes in here that just seem drawn out. Now, you got Donald Sutherland in here playing the president. I love Donald Sutherland and love his President Snow in this. Just playing a bastard of a president. You just can't help but hate this guy, really. Also, one of the things I will say, though, about the script is the dialogue in here. Some of it, I don't know, it's great. There's some scenes in here that are fantastic. A scene in particular where actually Jennifer Lawrence sings a song, and it's going to be an earbug in your ear many, many hours after you watch the film. In fact, I find myself still humming it, and I hope it gets nominated for Academy Award because it's just such a fitting song, and she sings it so well. Oh, it's just a beautiful scene. But then you get some other dialogue in here that just seemed a little cheesy, okay? And this isn't just talking about, her romance with PETA and her inner turmoil and the revolution. They do make some statements in here too about media manipulation, propaganda. There are those statements on the surface. We don't go too deep with those, but you can tell that the story is making statements about those as well. So there's a whole lot of things going on with Mockingjay Part 1, though I will say that it seemed to have lost just a little bit of gas from catching fire, and that can be only because they're stretching this last film out to 2 movies when they probably could have kept it to 1. We'll find out more when we see Part 2. In the meantime, I can still give Mockingjay Part 1 4 out of 5 stubs, okay? 4 out of 5 stubs for me for Mockingjay Part 1. Enjoyed Catching Fire more. I thought that had more punch, more impact. This one just seems a little bit more drawn out and watered down just a little bit for length, okay? It's still got some of them dark, deep elements that we like, but I just wish it would have combined this into one longer movie than 2 shorter ones, which 2 hours I know isn't quite short, but still. Tell me what you thought of Mockingjay. Leave your comments down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you like the performances? Do you think it was drawn out? Do you think they should have kept it to 1 film? I will agree with Ashley Menzel, which if you haven't checked the We Live Film podcast, you should. All these young adult books where they're trying to break the last book into 2 movies, they should just keep them to 1. Give us a solid longer film than 2 shorter ones that seem drawn out. Really, I would appreciate it, and I'm sure you would too. So check it out. Check out all our other reviews coming at you. I got some great stuff coming. Thank you so much for all you subscribers out there. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys keep me going and doing this show. So until next time, folks, remember, as always, keep that ticket stub.